vodka and their drinks are cold. It's time for your Thursday kickback about all things rap. Go feature Impasse with your host,
Troydashow
and Lucid the Dreamwaker. And this is the Rap Yard Podcast.
Woo-hoo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Doing good. I'm super close up to my face today for some reason, but you guys are going to get the high definition version of me.
We're not, or we are? Oh,
We are. You can see all my pores.
nice. Yeah, I saw that option on mine. I was like, no, thank you.
I got here just in the nick of
Yeah.
time.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My car broke down
Oh,
yesterday,
shit.
so that's very
That
fun.
sucks. Yeah, I know what it's like to have car problems, as you know, but damn.
Yeah, it's really annoying. But okay, I've got to DJ a few events this
Oh,
weekend. So.
shit. Well, do you have
Yeah,
a ride like otherwise, or?
Yeah, I've got some backup
Good,
sources.
good.
Who can help me out. But well, now I gotta pay them too.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
You gotta pay to play. Have you ever used Turo?
I have not.
Have you heard of it?
I don't like. Yeah, I know. Like people just rent cars and like that type of deal.
Well, instead of driving, because you live in a city, I forget. Like people don't necessarily have to drive unless they're going, DJing at a gig. But right.
Mm-hmm.
So people just like get by just using Turo and that's it.
Shit. People out here in Indy. I mean, we've got like a couple of busing system and like new routes and stuff they're making.
Yeah.
So it's not Indianapolis isn't really a walk friendly city. There's not really a lot of sidewalks and all that type of stuff. But it's been doing a lot of better with the buses and stuff they've been adding and stuff.
You want to know something crazy? Monroe, Louisiana, the population 50,000 or whatever, has the world's oldest, not the world's, this nation's oldest transit system.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I didn't.
Lord,
Nobody takes the bus here though right now. Like they don't have like a light rail, they don't have a subway, or of course, but it's just regular buses. But nobody takes the bus.
Is the city not that big?
No, it's 50,000 people. It's like
right.
I'm trying to think of there's not really a, like for example, you've heard of Shreveport, right?
Right. I don't think so.
Okay. Well.
No. I live under a
No,
rock.
you live in Indianapolis. It's fine. No, Shreveport is like, if people are like looking in the area, that's what most people know of. And then there's Jackson, Mississippi. If that makes any difference. You heard of Jackson?
Yeah, it does.
We're like an hour from Jackson.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, no one's heard of us, so. I have a small surprise. You know how I do. I found my CDs. I found my big book of CDs from back when people used CDs. A lot of them are mixes, so I won't bother with those because that's
treasure trove.
Yeah, really. Okay, you might recognize some of these. I don't know what this. I think this is an Outcast right here that says Jamie on it.
How do I get rid of this screen so I can see this? Oh, I see it.
I don't know what.
That
might be a special edition. It kind of looks like an ICP album, but I think it's Outkast. It's definitely not ICP. Insane Clown Posse. We've got some Ghostface, Digital Underground. That was one of the first ones I bought.
Wow.
First CDs I bought.
Did these CDs bring back some memories? When you opened this case, was you like?
I opened this honestly for the first time in a long time, like a year and a half ago, and I had all the jacket covers for it, and I tried to make like a big wall piece of art out of all just like the cases.
Oh, that would have been cool as hell.
But I didn't listen to my gut, and I took somebody else's advice, and it basically got ruined.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So all those covers got destroyed.
Yeah. It just.
Did you try to put something you should have?
I tried to put it in. I tried to coat it in like. I was gonna use shellac, but I used like epoxy instead, and they just bleeded. They bled. They bled like the ink was just looked like a mushy bad mess.
Oh no, that's so
it was
sad.
Very sad. I cried. I got Beat Junkies, Sway and King Tech. Do you remember Handsome Boy Modeling School?
Hell no. Well, you're gonna have to put me on that. That wasn't in my repertoire. You're gonna have to put me on.
Dude, the way you popped back in the frame and said hell no like that.
I heard something about homeboys and pretty boys and
All
modeling
I
school.
said
I was
was
like, what?
handsome boy modeling school. That's all I said, bro. This is
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna have to Google it to remember. It's put out by Tommy Boy. The year is 1999. Yeah. It's shit. Let me find it.
Springfield.
Handsome boy. Do you remember that show Get a Life? That
What
might
was
be
it
before
on?
your time. I think that was. Well, I'm saying you were probably like a toddler or something.
Yeah,
Early 90s.
yeah. I was born in '95,
Oh,
so
shit. Okay, so
I might have missed
yeah,
that one.
whatever. So Handsome Boy Modeling School was put out by Automator and Prince Paul.
Mm-mm.
And they actually put out several albums. No, two albums, sorry. One in 99 and one in 2006. And it's got Delta Funky Homo Sapien, J Live, De La Soul, Kid Koala.
Wow,
Yeah,
I feel like this is something I should
you
know.
should.
Then
Yeah.
maybe I've like seen it
If
or
I
never
say
really
you should,
considered
then you should. That's it. That's my opinion.
it.
My opinion is that my
The law is
opinion is
law.
right. So it
Hmm.
doesn't say all the people, but it's got a lot of people on it that are
Yeah,
worthwhile.
there's some big names, especially '90s in the '90s.
Yeah. Oh, Cool Keith. You know about Cool Keith, right? Man.
I have to see. I have to
Once you
see.
start
I have to
digging,
see.
once you start digging into Cool Keith, you will be like an addict. I promise you.
What song would you recommend first,
Any of
or do you
well,
think? Actually, let me see. Maybe let me if I
like
Google
Doctor
him real fast.
Octagon is one album. He was in I feel bad for not knowing right off. I always get like brain freezes and stage fright when I'm on camera.
Yeah, I know, right?
As soon as I turn
And
it
then
off,
when
I'm
you,
like, oh yeah,
it's all gonna come back to you.
exactly.
I'm looking at it.
I'm trying to think of my band. He was in a group,
Excuse me.
like one of the
I don't wanna.
founding groups of hip hop is what he started in. Oh, Universal Magnetic. So, do I sound like
No,
gatekeepy?
I'm
Do I
letting
sound like
right.
I'm being like a snob?
No, I
Okay,
mean you put me on. Yeah. I don't
that's
know
one
this.
perk of being old, I guess.
Talk, yeah, talk that info. Yeah, put us
Okay, I
on.
got all the Wu Tang ever. Public Enemy. I don't know. There's some Radiohead. That's what everybody looks at my
All right,
music. Back when people used to look through my shit, like all you have is
yeah,
rap. Oh wait, there's whatever Willie Nelson or
that's
something.
hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it still works. You
Oh,
gotta put the
Brainy
Willingness on
Baby.
it.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Can't go wrong with that. That's it.
look
That's
at
the
that.
my. See, my
Bangers
taste
only.
is diverse. Old Beastie Boys. Anyway, that wasn't that exciting, but
Beastie Boy
I got a couple
records.
tapes I found too. I got Bjork and I got Salt and Pepper. This
Mm-hmm.
tape, I bought this tape actually probably 3 times because I wore it out. Very,
Yeah, let
very
me see.
necessary. I know all the words to
Mm-hmm.
every
Mm-hmm.
song.
Wow, that's
That's on my
crazy.
sister.
You gotta put it on your karaoke list.
Yeah, I don't need the words or anything. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Uh, you're gonna hate me so much. The last, I wouldn't say I have go to, but the last one I did was it might have been Uptown Funk or legit. I think I did Uptown Funk with
I
my
can't be mad
homie,
at
or I
that.
did uh Pursuit of Happiness, Kid Cudi. It was either one of those that I
There's
did
nothing
last.
wrong with either one of those, honestly.
Yeah, but it all depends on what bar you in because sometimes we do something like that. It's nothing but it's like a hole in the wall full of old people. They're like, "Who's Kid Cudi?"
Those are the best places to do that at, though.
It is. They're the safest, the funnest. The drinks are cheap. The people are the friendliest.
Not always.
You know what I mean?
Especially.
Yeah, not always. But like, I feel like there's a better chance of me getting in like confrontation like
True,
downtown
true,
or
true,
something.
true, true. Yeah. What's
Yeah,
the scene like downtown, like Indianapolis?
Indy.
Is it cool or?
Um, it's it's been getting there the last few years. You know, ever since we had the Super Bowl that we won with
The
Manning,
what?
that's when we won the Super Bowl. I forget what year it
Oh,
was. We had 2016. So that's really when we started getting new
like more people coming in to
and more
nightlife.
businesses, and yeah, that's really when the city started to change. So nightlife is just
Yeah,
okay. You know, everything closes at about 3 a.m. here.
that's normal. Well,
Normal.
like the
Yeah.
only city I've ever been in where the bars don't close at 2 or 3 is New Orleans. That's it. Maybe I didn't, they might in New York. They probably do, but I've never been there.
No, I don't know if it's true. You know, people just talk shit when you're talking to some random person in the bar or
Yeah.
something. They're like, "Oh yeah, I used to be Kanye West's bodyguard or something." You know, it's
Yeah.
like, nah, bro, you're just drunk and trying to like talk some shit. But from what I hear, they have like stuff that stay up to like 6 a.m. So you can leave one
In New
area and then
York?
go to a little district here.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
believe that. I believe that.
you know, they say the city never sleeps,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if New Orleans is an all-nighter town, which it is, then New York definitely has to be.
Right.
There might be spots in LA that are like that too. There probably is. But
No, Indy's not like that. I hit 3 a.m. and it's pretty
that's
much over.
Denver. That's what Denver's like.
Yeah, it's like
There
night
might be
night.
an
Time
after
to.
party here and there, but I don't know about it and I probably don't want to go. You know, it's probably like at a bathhouse or something.
This is a random question. Can you guys buy alcohol at any time on Sunday?
I'm trying to think if you can. I think before a certain time in the morning you can't. I think if you go to
Okay.
a grocery store and we have like wine and beer and we have everything alcohol wise at the grocery store, you have
Hmm.
to wait until like 11 a.m. maybe or 12. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. Because over here we can do. Yeah, we have to wait a certain time. It's like a certain window you can only do. I think past 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. Some places earlier, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. That time window, you can't get any more alcohol on Sunday. I didn't. So I wanted to see how conservative it was compared to you're used to.
Well, what I'm used to in Denver, it used to be you could only sell 3.2% alcohol at any grocery store or gas station. So that means they have modified alcohol amounts in the beer at gas stations and grocery stores. So if you wanted to
Wow.
get drunk off that beer, and you had to go to a liquor store to get regular beer, which is weird for
Wow.
Colorado, right? You'd think it would be. I think
Oh
it's
yeah.
changed since then, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you want to talk about
That's crazy.
conservative. Arkansas, where I was just at, they have dry counties. And they're pretty much like randomized. Like it's pretty evenly spread across Arkansas, which has many, many counties. So it's either dry,
Hmm.
meaning they don't have any alcohol, or you can get it, but not on Sundays. And so it was Sunday, and it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go get like a bottle of wine at the gas station. Nope. And I was driving and I'm like up on this mountain, so I'm going down all these windy roads and I can't see it. I'm like, maybe this isn't the best idea.
You're like, it's worth it for the wine, and then you get down there, and they're like, yeah, we can't sell you
Yeah, I
that.
could no, I found a gas station that I looked up the county. It was over the county line, and I didn't even have to go that far, so
Yeah,
I'm not like super desperate. Just let me get that straight.
yeah,
But like so I walk in and I'm like, "Can I buy a bottle of wine here?" Cuz they had a huge wine selection. The guy's like, "No, not here. Sorry." And I'm like, "Well, how far is it to the next, wet county or whatever?" And he's like, I don't really know. I'm like, well, dude, can I give you cash? Let me just give you cash and you can ring it up tomorrow. Like, and one guy looked at the
yeah.
other guy and the other guy was like, mm-mm. I'm like,
Are you
yeah, yeah. I was the
serious?
only one there.
They're like, you out of
No, he was
towners
like,
or
not at this
whatever.
gas station. I'm like,
Wow, people are so
shout out
weird.
to
People are so weird.
whatever county that was. Who cares?
Bumfuck County without the alcohol. Shout out to
I've
you. There's nothing to do in a small town but drink, but you won't let no one
I've
drink.
read
Shout
that
out.
those counties, the dry counties, have higher rates of DWIs, higher rates of alcohol related incidents, and just higher alcoholism in general.
That makes sense. I feel like the more
The, it's
not
like the forbidden fruit, you know what I mean?
yeah, so you gotta, yeah, you can't go nowhere safe and drink and like be socially acceptable, walking around drinking, have someone pick you up and stuff like that. So now you gotta hide it and be sneaky.
See, I don't really know because Louisiana is definitely a drinking state, but it still has really high rates of DWIs and yeah,
Right,
so
right.
like
You're
you can
like
drive through
people get drunk
daiquiris,
and drive.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, drive. Yeah, that's crazy. When you told me that, I was like, What do you mean you're going through the drive-through to get a drink? My mind was boggled. I was like, no, they doing it
The
like
law
that.
is as long as your straw is not in the. It used to be once it's perforated the little plastic top, it's an open
Yeah.
container. But now they've changed it to where if a little piece of paper is on the end of the straw, then it's not an open container.
You know, whoever got that law passed is a drinker.
Everyone's
They
a
were
drinker. Like the judge is drunk, the lawyers are drunk, the Senate's drunk. They're just like, yeah, cool, order.
That'd be hilarious. You go to court for a DUI and the judge isn't there because you got too
No, we
hungover.
also have the highest car insurance rates, probably because of that. We do.
Oh, y'all getting down out there.
Yeah, we are.
Y'all,
It's big time.
that's good.
No, one more story
I-
about alcohol and laws and stuff, because like this is pertinent. It used to be when I first moved here that on Sundays you couldn't buy alcohol at all. You'd have to drive to the next city over, which technically is Richwood, and the city lines are really weird. It just basically goes down the highway like along a strip. So you have to drive like 20, 30 minutes out of town. And every Sunday, there's always a line around the first gas station liquor store that's right there. And the line would be like 2 blocks long of people wanting to get alcohol on Sunday. They didn't just get some like the night before. And there would always be a guy walking along the cars in the line selling crack. Like he was like selling popcorn at a ball game.
I can't be
He's
mad
like,
at
crack
him. He
here,
get his
get your
money.
crack.
He's like, you're already drunk. If you want to do crack, here it is.
He knew his customers. He knew his market. So, yeah.
Yeah, hey, that's what they do. The doughboys be hanging outside the liquor store.
Yeah, it wasn't like in a super like nice, wealthy part of town, but you know.
Yeah, I imagine that's hilarious. You gotta be pretty bold to do that.
No, I guess nobody really cared. You know, they're like, oh,
Yeah,
there's old
especially
Jerry or whatever his name is.
doing his normal
Yeah.
routes.
People are
That's
like
great.
dapping him on his way through. So I don't want any crack, but keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, hey, he could have been begging. At least he was doing
Yeah, at
something.
least it's not fentanyl.
Yeah, no shit. Who you kidding? I was talking about that to somebody the
Really?
other day. Like, man, that's crazy. Yeah, all the fentanyl.
I had a
Yeah,
friend
going-
recently that's gonna be in jail like forever and never getting out because of that shit. It's sad, sad,
It's
sad.
like, not even worth it. Yeah, it's not even worth
No,
it.
it's like people just die like the first time doing it. That's what
Yeah.
Boozy was saying. You know, I don't usually side with Boozy on his hot takes, but he was saying people should just smoke crack because I've seen what he said was I've seen crackheads have been around like 20, 30 years. You know people that do fentanyl
Right.
one time and
Right.
that's it.
Exactly.
He's like,
No,
crackheads are
for
great.
real.
They'll like wash your car. They'll build your shed. You know, facts.
Yeah, sometimes once in a while, people like Boosie say something good. You know what? I think I was talking to my brother the other day. I said, you know who needs a podcast together? Boosie and Charleston White.
Who's Charleston White?
Oh man, just look him up. He's kind of, I don't know if you would call him a personality,
Like an
or-
influencer?
yeah, but he's not like he's like an older guy, but he talks about like hip hop and topics that's relevant to the culture, or like rappers.
Wonder
or,
why I've
you
never
know,
heard of
like that
him.
type of stuff. He's hilarious. You gotta look him up.
Huh. Now I figured something
You
out
get-
too with my sound. If I share the video like normal style, I should be able to also hear it. So I'm gonna try that after this ad plays. But could you hear that?
I thought I heard something.
Okay. I don't want you to hear it. It's a stupid ad for Monday.com, but
No, I don't think it's good.
okay.
Might have been something else.
Oh, I've seen him before. I guess I forgot his name. Okay.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
You're right. I don't know what's it, I thought
Like-
he was like a ex rapper or something because he's always on like the shorts talking about rappers. So I just figured he was like an old like bitter ex rapper or something.
I think he was like an ex gang leader or something
Okay,
like that.
okay.
or-
Some
or
of his
something
opinions
like
are
that.
kind of wild, yeah.
They are. So like you combine that with like the shit that Boosie be
Man.
saying, that shit would be hilarious. But you know that type of stuff gets tons of
I think
engagement.
Boozy is being real though with everything he says. Like I think he means it.
Oh, he means it. There's no this. I feel like he's very raw and kind of old school. So you know they don't really give a fuck about what people think as
Right.
much. Though.
He's
They'll be
also
like,
from
yeah,
like
you're
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, from like the ghetto, and I'm like, and
Exactly.
it's like different than what most people in the country. There's like a different lifestyle that most people don't, you know, can't relate to, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. So they don't understand the perspectives of where he's coming
One
from.
thing he said that I thought was pretty cool, that Boozy said, was that he just carries cash around on him all the time. He doesn't mess with like banks that much. He doesn't buy health insurance. What he does is when he feels like sick, he goes to the ER and he just pays for his ER
Right.
visit cash. Now that's like super expensive, right? But he said in
Yeah.
the long run, it's actually cheaper that way than to have to pay for insurance. Because he's a sole
Right.
contractor or whatever, that would be expensive too. So one time he
Right.
said he's like,
Right.
I had like felt like pain in my chest or whatever, so I just went to the ER. Or no, he had them fly him to the ER, like in a helicopter, and do X-rays of his chest. He's like, he walks in and it's like, give me an X-ray of my chest, and they found like a spot on his lung, and that's when he was sick for a while.
No
Yeah,
way.
so
That's
it's
crazy.
working for him.
He's like walks in, throws a stack on the table. He's like, X-ray me.
Exactly.
He's like, hey, I'm rich, bitch. Those stacks at the
And you
doctor.
gotta know, everybody
He's like,
probably knows who he
yeah,
is for the most part. So
yeah. Oh,
you know,
definitely, especially if you're still in Louisiana.
yeah,
I don't know
he'd
where
be
you.
like, they'd like roll out the red carpet for him.
Yeah, that's like a neighborhood like legend type deal
Yeah,
right there.
exactly. Who's the big like rap icon in Indianapolis, do you think? Or some of them?
I don't think we really have one.
Nuh-uh.
If we do, I must have missed the gravy train, but I don't, I
It's
don't think we have one.
you.
It
It
could
could
be,
will
it
be.
could be, yeah, because like any rappers that I feel like have been the most popular in the city or like left the city or Indiana, like obviously, 'cause I was like, you don't really see like I think our biggest personality that we have here in Indianapolis, outside of like sports, like Manning got the hospital, children's Riley, that's like a
Yeah.
different level. But Mike Epps is very
Oh, I
popular out
forgot.
here, you know.
Was he from
So
there?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. So but he does like turkey giveaways around like
Okay, I
Thanksgiving
didn't
and like
realize. I thought he was from
community
New
stuff and
York.
donations. No, he from here. He might move there somewhere. He's from here.
Okay, so sorry. Dirtlife just messaged me and said 8:30 will be good. Are
Okay.
you free until then?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
8:30.
And
Oh,
oh, that's our
oh.
time. That would be like
Wait,
9:30 your
your
time.
time.
That's an hour
Yeah,
from now.
that's pretty.
I mean, if you want, I mean, if you want, I can stay on if you gotta go.
You
Yeah, because I
sure?
don't really have anything to do, and I.
Okay. I mean, I'll probably shoot the shits for a bit. You know what I mean? Of course, see how you doing and
Yeah,
whatnot. See what's going on.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of like yeah, that's fine. I'll stay on. It's
Mhm.
an hour late, but whatever.
I feel you. I
Mm.
gotta. I got a few. I gotta figure out my schedule. I just been. I've been on one
Well,
lately.
and you're doing all that DJing and stuff. That probably doesn't help.
Yeah, so I gotta figure out a little bit more
Are you
today.
starting to feel like you're
I,
like other people are like running your life and you don't have like any freedom anymore? Oh.
nah, because I'm not really. The most I do is just side work throughout the week, basically until the weekend,
Oh, okay.
which is always my money making days. You know what I mean? Like when I do actual
So,
events.
do you have like
So
rules for your do you not let people book you on weekdays, or do people just not?
oh no, I do. It's just not for what I do specifically weddings and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most of the time those are on the
Any
weekend.
DJing
So
is
that's
really
like
gonna
my
be on
main
the
thing.
weekend. I don't know.
Exactly. So most of the time I do anything is on the weekend. So I would do weekday stuff,
Yeah.
but I just and unless until I get a bigger clientele list or get more popular. To be honest, I need to be promoting stuff better. I just have been bad about like all my social engagement
Yeah,
lately.
I mean, that's like my job is a lot of social media stuff, and I've been on vacation, but it gets to like you forget your own personal stuff, that you're doing.
Mhm. Yeah. How was your vacation? I forgot to ask about
I
it.
was in a dry county. What do you think? No. No, it was
She's like, I had to drive through a thunderstorm in the mountain and the
right.
hill for a
Dodging
while.
deer and stuff. It was actually pretty cool. The coolest part was we went to this cave that's in just like northeast Arkansas. So it was pretty far from where we are. But it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's in the national parks. And this cave, we get inside like where this museum is, and they're like, "Okay, we're going to get on this elevator, but before we get on, if anyone has heart trouble walking, little kids, if you have panic attacks, if you have asthma, they're just going to don't get on the elevator because it's not for you. Like if you have, if your shoes aren't don't have good traction. I'm like, what the hell? So we get on the elevator and we go down, and I realize the lady talking is like, yeah, so this elevator is traveling down 300 feet in about 40 seconds. I'm like, oh, and your ears start popping. And you
Oh
get
yeah.
off, and it's like they have lights set up, but other than that, it's like pitch black. And then they turn the lights on, and it's like you're in hell, basically. Like you're in the caverns
Mhm.
underneath the earth.
Yeah, I see what you're
It's
saying. Oh, that's gotta
it's
kind of
very
be.
cool. Like it's very cool, but it's also
Yeah,
really scary, especially when you first get there because you're like, all of this could just cave in on me right now.
incredible me, and that'd be it.
Yeah. Like of course I was with our two girls that are both like 15, 16. And that's the
Yeah.
first thing they say is like this, we could just get crushed. What would happen? I'm like, what would happen? We would die. That's what would there's nothing we could not escape. Sorry. Let's go
Yeah, if
deeper.
you're that,
Like let's
yeah, yeah, you're that far underground, it might be a L after
Yeah.
that
Oh,
one.
shout out to Abby too. A bat flew by and shit on her head. So shout out to Abby.
No, poor Abby. Shout
Yeah,
out to
she was
you.
mad. Which I would be. What are the
Poor
odds? It was
memories.
like a random bat, like maybe 2 or 3 times that flew by, and the one time it was just like right on her, right on her ginger head.
That might have been personal.
It felt personal. But they had like really cool like formations, like these crazy. I'm gonna put a video on TikTok later of it, because I was just like, yeah, the world's biggest flowstone formation, and all these crystals and sparkly, just yeah,
What?
it's
Oh,
wild.
that's
And it's
beautiful.
only like it was like $30 for all four of us. So
That's not bad. How long was you guys underneath there?
I think it was like an hour, but we were walking and looking at stuff the whole time, and it went by quick. So yeah,
Right.
it was cool.
Yeah, $30, $40, $30 for an hour.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
ain't
it was
bad.
awesome.
We're going all the way underground. Yeah, that's
Other
pretty
than
neat.
that, yeah, we were like out in the woods. We went like swimming a bunch.
That's what I need right now.
Yeah.
Some woods time.
Yeah. I love to swim with like we have a above ground white trash pool at our house, and the neighbors decided to cut down like all their trees while we were gone. So our pool was green when we got home. So
That's
and that takes
hilarious.
about a
It's not,
week
but
to
it is.
fix. So yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's
it
annoying.
is.
I bet it's hot as hell too, especially when you just want to
Mm.
get in the pool. Like, oh, we have a pool, but we just can't get in
Right,
it. Damn.
exactly. That's how I was today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Dirt Life. He hasn't responded yet.
Did you see they gave your? I mean, you probably don't care, but since you're a fan, they gave your hubby a star. I guess finally
Who's
on
my
what
hubby? What are you talking about?
Tupac got his star
He
apparently.
is my hubby. Shut up. I don't care. I do
Yeah,
not
so
care
I
about
guess
his
he
Hollywood
finally got
star,
it.
but that's cool.
Yeah, I figured you didn't care. Yeah, but I
Does
was like,
Biggie have
okay, I guess
one?
that's cool. I don't know. Let's see. We're
He was.
fast.
Then
I
like
mean,
Tupac
would that
wasn't
say a
from
lot?
LA or whatever. That was so weird. You know. I don't know.
Yeah. Does Biggie have a star?
You see that Biggie like Pixar movie thing I posted on TikTok?
No, I missed it.
Well, it's not real, but it seems like it could be. And I've seen like Biggie Funko Pop style dolls and like Biggie just all kinds of weird cartoony Biggie stuff lately. So it wouldn't surprise me, but it's like it's like a poster for a Biggie Pixar movie basically.
Uh huh. I mean, that would
No,
be.
I was pissed.
I was about to say that would be very like what rated would that movie be? Would it be like a PG Biggie movie?
I gotta
Like,
go.
what does that
Yeah, I
look
gotta
like,
go to the comments that I saw on it because these comments were like winners for sure. Hold on, Biggie, Pixar.
bro? The internet is relentless.
Yeah, and especially with AI, it's just people need to stop.
No, legit. I saw some video, some interview that people just made that like it was funny. And it was like, man, that shit look real as hell.
Are
I
you
was
talking
like,
about
damn, it
wh-
sounds like legit.
what did they make?
I think it was like a Jimmy Fallon. They made it look like a Jimmy Fallon skit. Like him talking to somebody might have been like Joe Biden about like about Obama's white nephew who was trying to date Joe Biden's daughter.
Uh
And
huh.
they just got they just got him talking crazy, but they made it look like legit.
Huh. That is crazy. Um. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
Nah, I mean, actually, I don't.
Okay.
I got mixed feelings. I got mixed feelings. because
My first reaction was hell no. Please stop.
yeah, see, that's what my immediate reaction is. But if they found some way to make, I mean, his story, you can argue is inspirational, obviously until the demise.
Yeah.
But if they could turn into like a hopeful, follow your craft, chase your dream type movie like Pixar
That would
does,
be what they would
then
do, though. And that's the annoying
yeah,
part because he died a violent, horrible death that was covered up like by the
yeah,
CIA. So how do you Disneyfy that? You know what I'm saying?
you make him, you show him in heaven with like everyone happy and with like dogs running around and stuff. That's exactly what they do. They
He's
give
gonna
him
be up there
food
with
and like
like
show him
young
in heaven.
Dolph and like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, legit.
Jesus Christ, please no.
Yeah, Pixar needs to stay away from that.
No, here's some of the comments. What
Let me
about the
see.
little Kim scene where they were supposed to go get something to eat? Um, I'm going back to
Bruh.
Disneyland land.
Wow.
He was selling gummy bears to support his hamster.
That's so lame.
Da, 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 da.
The support is
That's why
hamster.
I ate your chips.
Oh
That's
no.
so, I
No.
don't know. It's so
They did
simple, but it's
not.
so genius.
That's so wrong.
Uh,
That's
let me
why
see the mashed
ate
potatoes
your
under the
chips.
bed.
People.
I got the Rottweilers by the
Okay.
door, and I feed them gunpowder. This is the Rottweilers. These little... Oh my god. The 10 correct commandments on ice. Uh,
Bruh. That would be,
everyone's a comedian.
yeah, Okay, let me say this. If you had to pick any artist to have an animated film, who would you pick? It doesn't have to be Pixar.
Okay, if it doesn't have to be Pixar, then Biggie's a good choice, I guess. But like it,
Well, I
you
think,
know.
did you ever see that Kid Cudi Intergalactic thing on Netflix?
No, but I heard about it. But didn't he like have a big hand in like making it?
Yeah, him and somebody else. I forget the woman's name, but it's basically just like an album
Right,
movie.
right.
I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I guess you could consider it an animated artist film about their lives. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, that's totally different though. I'm talking about like a deceased
Yeah,
artist, you know. I was
yeah.
kind of bothered by the
Oh,
hologram of Tupac, but this is like a next
that was
level. That
cringy,
was very
bro.
cringy.
That was like some Black Mirror shit. That was weird. I just get uncomfortable. Just something just feels wrong about it.
Yeah, it does. And we all know it's a hologram. Hopefully,
Yeah,
that's the thing, though. It's like, okay, yeah, but if you're trying to make it look as real as possible, you know, come on, just be respectful, you know.
yeah. And it was like, what are you gonna make holographic Tupac do a tour across the nation? Like, like what is
Well, with the
happening?
deep fake and
And then like,
everything, you know,
yeah,
I don't know.
that I don't know. That's just weird. I feel like you should let people rest.
Yeah, yeah, you should.
Yeah, it's like half these artists was already like being driven and like to do crazy amount of shows on tour for like not a lot of money or
Yeah.
some crazy shit. They was already not having a good time, so then they die and then you do it again. That's like you die and your job holograms you to keep doing it.
That's messed up. I didn't
I
think
like
about it like that. I
yeah,
was just thinking about like the
that's
families
fucked.
and stuff.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, that's
for
fucked,
me,
yo.
if your family is like owns, if they inherited your masters or whatever, and they own the rights to all that, and they are profiting from it, or it's going to charity, and it's not being done in a disrespectful way, then maybe. But I wouldn't say like a full
Yeah,
tour, and like around the
yeah.
world, you know.
They're releasing press
Yeah, like
runs.
don't make like new
They're doing
music
like
with AI using their voice.
yeah,
That's just crazy.
yeah. You see how like they're doing. Well, I'm happy they got away from the dead artists, but now they're doing shit like SpongeBob rap and
Oh yeah, yeah, like the what you sent me
all
with
that
the
cheap.
what was that? Oh, South
Well,
Park
I think it's like
Butters or whatever. Do, doing Ice Spice. I meant to get that as a sample. Damn it.
yeah. Oh man, shit up.
Yeah.
I blame Ice Spice.
Oh, here's another one. When I die, I hope I go to heaven because I'm a good kid and I just turned 7. Bars. That's enough of that.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. There's no way Pixar could ever accurately represent someone like that and keep a PG rating. There's no way.
It would be stupid. They're just gonna Disney. If they did do it, they'd make it all Disney-fied and make it like, I'm just a kid that's
Mhm.
following his dreams. Well, you can follow your dreams. Okay, and here I go. And then it's just like fades away. And now he's in
Happy go time.
heaven. And he's got a little Rottweiler puppy. And, young Dolph is there. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all good.
R.I.P. Dolph. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Dolph,
RIP
y'all.
both of them.
Yeah, R.I.P. both. We lose a lot of artists too
Yeah, and
soon.
I don't mean to keep saying young Dolph. It's just my brain freezes when I'm got the camera on me. There's many others.
Yeah.
XXX Tentacion. He's there too.
Mhm.
You know who's there. I
You're
don't
like,
need to name drop.
yeah, if you guys didn't know, if you were informed. You know what's crazy? Someone's listening, they just go,
He
"What?"
died. Holy.
No, no
I had a
way.
friend who she's kind of like a hippie type, and she didn't really watch TV or anything. And it was like 5 years ago or something, and we were talking about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, and she's like, "They're married? What?"
No,
They got,
no.
when did they get married? Like 2005 or something?
I have probably a long
Maybe
time
before
ago.
that. I was like, girl.
That is
Mm.
hilarious. I forget what was that. You know what? I don't think people liked very much, but I thought it was kind of cool. People were just saying it was cheap. When he did that Bound 2 music video with like
I
him
don't
and
care
Kim,
about the
everyone was like,
video,
this
but
is
it's a
so
good
stupid.
song.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what I
it's a
mean?
great
It's
song.
good stuff.
But-
Bound. I think someone tried to sue him for that. So I know I'm just
It's
rambling
all
now,
right. We don't have a
but I
guest.
remember I sent you that the meme about like Drake hearing that the story of Adidon like in person, like out in the club, and it made me think about damn, where was I going with this? Gosh, where was I going like this? Something about Kanye West. Oh, I don't know. I lost.
It's all
I'm just
good.
gonna
It's all
stop.
good. I,
I had an objective there, but it flew. It
I
went
mean,
away.
that is like, oh, well, I mean, that opens up another topic. Like, what is, like, in your opinion, one of the greatest diss tracks ever?
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. That's what I
Oh,
remember. Okay, I'll finish
no,
this
go
and
ahead.
then
Go ahead. Go ahead.
except that's we're gonna talk about this is in when Drake said father had to stretch his hands out and get it for me. I was like, holy shit, Drake wrote
Nah.
that? Father stretched my hand?
No, he
Yeah,
didn't write
yeah.
it. He said it.
Oh yeah, he said. No, I'm getting confused about something else. But he did help him write something. Was it 20 hours? What's the song? 40 hours? 15 hours?
Uh-huh.
40 hours.
So Drake helped write that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was like, wow, that's
Huh.
crazy. But I mean, you never really realize how many artists help other artists with songs that you're like, oh, this is actually your song, and you decided to sell it to this person or give it to this person. They just re-recorded it in their voice.
I don't know why. It's not like hate. I can't call it hate, but I don't know why I dislike Drake so much. He just seems to me to be like fake in just his everything.
Like his branding.
No, his branding is all
You would say.
Wayne. His branding is all Wayne. Like
Yeah,
Lil Wayne
yeah.
found him and was like, "I'm gonna make you a star,"
Pretty
like,
much. Cash money forever.
yeah.
We rich.
He's like the sleazy like Hollywood guy with the cigar and the fur coat, coming up to people like Nicki Minaj and Drake, like, "Come with me, kids. I'm gonna make you famous."
Jake,
Like,
I got some talent. Want to make some money?
pretty much. And
Yeah, I used to get
I don't
that.
know. I
Yeah, I definitely.
Kendrick Lamar has said, and other people have said, that Drake doesn't write his own raps. Now, we know this about a lot of rappers, that they don't do it on their own,
Yeah,
but it's said in a way that indicates that they don't write at all. You know what I mean? Like, they
right.
need to have other people write for them. Which, to me, and I'm like Team Kendrick on this, that's not really being a rapper. That's more like being an actor, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, and that's exactly where he started,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Acting.
The Degrassi
Yeah, so
guy.
yeah. So to him, it ain't much different from reading
And
a
I could
script.
see why Wayne
Except,
would pick him because, like, he's like a good-looking guy. He has a history of acting. He's like, like unproblematic in a lot of ways. So, but
mhm.
I just see his
Right,
stupid
right.
face and his sweater, and it's like
I know what you mean. I
but
know
that
what
was a
you
really
mean.
good diss. Damn it! What's his name?
I know
The
what you're
P,
talking about.
the P Pusher T. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the camera's fault.
Um, when I went back and listened to that MG, well, this is what I remember about when Eminem and MGK was
Mm.
dissing. That I was actually hearing that song being played. I'm pretty sure I even heard it on the
What,
radio.
recently?
That did. No, not recently, but right around the time where it
Are you
came
talking
out.
the
And I
MGK
remember like,
Eminem diss, right? Okay.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, I was really surprised. I was like, they're actually like playing this. And I remember like walking into work and someone was playing it on like the Bluetooth through the whole warehouse.
Are they kind of like
I was like,
anti-Eminem around there, or like pro
no,
MGK,
no,
or
no. I don't think. I
is
don't
anyone
think.
pro MGK?
I was about to say. I don't think I've ever met an MGK stan.
I mean, no, I don't think I have either. Yeah, like Megan Fox, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
go
know what you mean.
places like, wearing saran wrap together, and I don't know. But yeah, I think I remember it being on the radio too, like even down here, which is really weird.
Yeah, especially for a dish
Yeah.
record. I mean, obviously, in other ones I wasn't like necessarily around when they came out. Like the classics.
Yeah. Well, did you hear the Pusha T diss on the radio when it came out? I did.
No, no. You heard that on
Uh-huh.
the radio?
Yeah, down
Wow.
here too. Like not like all the time. Like it didn't get regular play, but
Yeah, but
I thought that was kind of weird for down
yeah,
here.
that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's not even like
I'd be
it's
surprised
not
if
really
it.
even like a bop. It's just kind of like you're in a lounge somewhere, like the music part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're sitting in here with your hands like this,
Yeah.
studying. Reading
Like
the
you're
scroll.
Drake and in Paris, he's going to visit his secret son, and you're like sitting in a cafe, and you're just like, oh, and some guy's playing the piano in the
Yeah,
background.
bro. That's. I couldn't imagine the feeling when you first hear something like that about yourself. Like, what would be your reaction if you got online and some rapper that you like
Just tore your
interviewed
life
a while ago?
apart.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, this is a trying to show this
It
and
wouldn't be
yada
hard
yada.
for someone to diss me. Like I could diss myself better. Which I heard is like a good quality to have if you're like a battle rapper. If you know all the things that someone's gonna say about you beforehand, then
Yeah,
you got nothing to worry about.
that's the
It's
Eminem
like I could
approach.
diss myself better than you could. What are you talking about? Like, aren't you gonna mention like my wrinkles or something?
Yeah,
Something like hello.
then flip it around and make it seem not, make it seem cooler than it
Did I
is.
send you that
Yeah.
one? I found a guy on YouTube. I don't think I did send it to you, but I spent like a good while looking through his videos. He's a white battle rapper that has written for like YG and mostly YG that I can think of. I gotta find him. He's
No,
freaking
you didn't
awesome. I
send
think I
that.
forgot.
You don't remember his
I'll,
name. It's been a while since I watched like league battle raps, but if it's
I think he's pretty new, relatively.
oh yeah, then I probably would
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna try to look it
I
up.
used to be big into that stuff.
And I know that's why I thought you'd like it. Damn, I guess I gotta look at my history. Let's see.
You'll find it and
Yeah,
send
we
it to
got
me.
we got a whole half hour at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
um, God, I'm so excited about what I was telling you about. I don't know. I'm not gonna mention it, but I want to.
You're
No,
not
don't. No, I shouldn't.
okay.
Should I? Uh,
Okay.
should I?
Yeah,
Okay. Shout out to
yeah.
Nine Lives is his most well-known album. But when you look up Nine, when you Google it, you're gonna get a lot of things that aren't him. I found him.
Where is
Anderson
it? Look
Burris
at
is
them.
his name, but I'll pull that up in a second. But he's like a childhood hero of mine, basically. And I reached out
Mm-hmm.
to him, and he came back with, let's set something up, pretty much. So I'm like, so
Yeah. I was like, oh my
I
gosh, I'm so
told
excited. I was like,
everybody, and they're like, so when is it? And I'm like, I don't have a time yet. That was what everybody said. It's like, why
yeah,
do they keep asking me that? I don't know.
yeah. I feel
Oh
you.
well. I just got too
Yeah,
excited.
it'll come down to playing.
I hope so, man. That would be
You can,
ultimate for me, honestly.
I mean, at that point, you can. Damn, do you have? I guess I'm gonna make a list of artists. Like, yo, I would love to interview these
Just
people and
do
just
it.
see and just shoot.
Just
Yeah, and just see what they
the
say.
reason I found him or found his email was I had posted on Twitter, like a little snippet of a mix I did with one of his songs mixed with Redman, and I tagged him in it, just because I do that with celebrities occasionally with their music, because I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
It's their music, you just tag them. And I've had celebrities come back and be like, heart it or whatever, or comment. And he came back and commented, and of course I was like, eh. So then I reached out to him on Twitter, and I didn't hear back. And then I was like, well, let me look in his bio. And I looked in a couple different bios, and yada, 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 I found it. So it's not that hard. Like, you just got to be... Thank you for the air horn.
Yeah, work, ladies and
You got to...
gentlemen.
And you got to be persistent, because they get lots of emails and whatnot.
You're going to hate me for this, but that's DJ Khaled energy.
What is?
Going putting in work to make sure you get the connection. I've
Oh.
heard like he'll like your fans to get like your verse. He'll like pop up on you in the middle of nowhere, all to like get your verse for his albums and stuff. Like he's known to do that.
I believe it. What did your friend say he was autistic? She was hilarious.
I forgot about that.
Wow. I was like,
hilarious.
wow, that's kind of mean. I wasn't
Maybe we'll
expecting
get
that from
canceled
you.
for that
He
episode.
just seems like such a
I
nice
don't know, I
guy.
wanna get canceled for that.
Oh,
Those
he
funny.
is.
They funny as
Yeah,
hell.
no, it was like really cool, like talking to like all y'all together, because I felt like I was at a bar, like kind of like sitting by your table. You know what I mean? It was like, oh,
Yeah,
these guys are
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Let me
so
put this guy up here. You're gonna like this guy. I'm just gonna play his shorts. Sorry. Deader. All right.
I mean,
Oh wait, gotta make sure you can hear it.
Yeah,
you
I
can?
hear it. Yeah,
Sweet.
play.
Insulting a gay black man. A lot of y'all are gonna accuse me of being homophobic and racist. Let me make this clear to everybody. I am not racist.
Actually, I think I might have seen this. I might have seen that part. I might have seen that.
Yeah, he's let me find a good one. That one was kind of mid.
I got that. He's casually crippin'.
There we go.
He might wear some red too, but he's casually crippin'. He flew here on JetBlue. He's casually crippin'. He's just a fan of the Crips. And that's what's confusing to me. Because I didn't know you could root for a gang the same way you root for a team. I'm not really trying to knock it. It sounds like legit fun. He hears there was a gang war on 5th Street and goes, ooh, hope the Crips won. Then he finds out that they lost. He's like, that really sucks to hear. Hope it wasn't the Bloods, man. They've been killing us this year. Listen, Barry.
Listen,
I know being
Barry.
a Crip is something you dream about. But you work at the post office. You have morning and evening routes. That's the reason that we can doubt everything that he's speaking about. Because I learned to identify when a Barry is dangerous. I mean, I was an Eagle Scout.
Ooh, Eagle Scout.
That was a nice one. That was a nice one.
I gotta play
got
one
you.
more.
This dude.
If I can
But
find it.
I mean,
A lot
all
of,
you.
a lot of these are repeats.
I just want you.
Ow, my
There's not
ears.
You think?
Oh, this
Yeah.
one's hard. Wait, go
Yeah.
back.
His baby.
Come on.
There's
There we
not
go.
an aspect of your life that hasn't been a massive fail. And what happens if you relapse or have to go back to jail? I'll bet your son's already a druggie. Probably has crack for sale. I'll bet he's got a scale hidden in his room like the kids from Dragon Tales.
That was dope.
And I've seen the
Yeah,
spot you
that was a
live.
good one.
Whole place covered completely in garbage. I almost called the FBI to come raid your place. Just so somebody would sweep the apartment. I mean, a one-bedroom apartment? That's the best you can give to your son?
personal.
How can you say that you're out of the closet when you're still basically living in one? I mean, you are a bum.
Oh.
But man, you are committed to this Wesley Snipes haircut. And he's got the shades with him. You look exactly like Blade. If a vampire with AIDS bit him. I mean, I'm way bigger than this dude.
Oh no.
I'm way bigger than this dude, but I'm still decided to come with a gun. I already got 100 pounds on you. Now it's 101. He's getting really upset. There's not an aspect
Okay,
of your...
okay. I could play more. I think there's like better, more ones, but nah, that's a taste. That would be cool to get him on, man. He does live battles, I guess nowadays. These kids. He does live battles with some of the bigger names in battle rap. They do that now.
Ooh, we might have to get some battle rappers
That would
on
be-
here so we can get 2 on at once.
Dude, and that's what I was saying with having like contests on here, since we both make beats. You know, even though
yeah,
they're I would say like my beats are probably like a little different, and yours I think you indicated are a little too. You know what I mean? And so it'll be
yeah.
a challenge.
Good. That
Yeah.
means because like I feel like really good freestyles can rap on anything. Like
Yeah.
I can, no matter what you put on, I can spit to it. But it comes down to a matter, do I want to? When you get to a certain level of like skill, when you know you can, it comes down to quality over quantity. Like when
Yeah.
people sometimes I like to tell people I rap because as soon as you do, they're like rap. I'm like, bro, I don't. If I feel
You're
like rapping, I'd be
like
rapping.
dance for me, boy. Like they're
Yeah,
shooting
yeah,
at your
bro.
feet.
Like I'm not. Yeah, legit. They're like, you rap right now. It's like that's not how that
That's
works. I'm not like
hilarious.
some
Really? I would
monkey
never.
whore who are like,
I
yeah,
would never.
yeah. People do that all the
Mm.
time because they don't believe you or they just want to like,
I guess they're
you
used to
know,
seeing shit like that on like YouTube or TikTok or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just like,
It really all depends on my vibe on how I
yeah,
feel
but
at the moment.
you know, if you hear somebody plays guitar and they're just walking down the street, play
Play it.
guitar now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like rappers. Look, I don't think people respect rap as an art and craft because I see this hot take on Twitter all the time. They're like, "What age is too old to be rapping?" I'm like, you guys don't ask any other artist, any other genre
That is
when they're
so
too
true,
old
and
when
I
they're
never even thought about it like that
yeah.
because it is sort of like it started out as like a young man's, like a young black man's thing, right?
Hmm.
And so when other like people, I guess, start creeping into it, that's when people question it. And it's like it's not all about acting hard or being in a gang or like doing young people things. So yeah, you're
Hmm.
absolutely right. I guess like Steven
Right.
Tyler and all the like old rock guys. What are they like 70, 80? You
Yeah,
know?
and they don't get like pushed out the
Hell
genre. I will
no.
say that about like rap fans, like the newer, like younger kids. Of course, a lot of them aren't going to be exposed to it, but the ones that are, they're just kind of like, oh, turn that old shit off, that hippie hop, like
Oh yeah.
that boom bap shit. Like
That
that boom
that
bap sound
makes
style.
sense because it's not their sound. You know, I mean, I
Exactly.
get that. Like if I hadn't grown up with it and I listened to some of this '80s rap, like the original stuff, I'd be like, oh, this is awful. You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah, I know
people
what
hadn't
you
started like developing it yet, so it was kind of, I guess, what you now you'd consider it like corny or,
mean.
yeah,
Basic,
yeah, basic.
nursery, baby steps. They were like baby flows. There weren't too many triple entendres in the rap game back then.
Right.
Not too many like super clever punchlines with eight words that
Yeah,
rhyme.
yeah, yeah. It was just like like a street type hobby thing. Well, I don't want to say
But
that. Let me rewind.
but I will say I'm jumping like a like a decade here. So
You do what?
one of the oldest like jumping like a decade. I'm gonna jump back to Big
Oh,
Daddy
okay.
Kane. He's one of the older school rappers where I heard him. I was like, yo, this is still fresh. Like that nigga, he was
That's what
flowing.
I meant to say, and I didn't want to say like older rap is just basic or whack or whatever. Let me backpedal on that because I can't like nobody can fault me for
Yeah,
saying anything because I'm was there for it. I'm not a rapper and I haven't, you
right.
know, I wasn't there, but you know, like I'm old.
You were
Yeah.
consuming vibes.
So
Yeah, it wasn't
like
like
this
yeah.
anyway. um but like there were that people had to
Platform.
break ground. Like people had to like
Yeah.
craft the skill for it to develop. So everyone borrows off of other
Hmm.
people, right? Like
Right.
I
Right.
don't know how to make a comparison, but you don't have like Lady Gaga without Madonna, right? I guess that's the best I
Right.
can come up with. Lady Gaga would not
No,
be
that
here
makes
without
sense.
Madonna. It doesn't mean Lady Gaga doesn't have her own skills, I guess. I hate that.
But like trying to kick the door down for all that extra weird shit that Lady Gaga can freely do
Right.
now.
So with rap,
You
it's
know
all
what I
about
mean?
wordplay and
Yeah.
stuff. So you get more creative people making you think different, making you think about how I can do this and that, or you have to be more competitive, you know, because that's the nature of it's competition.
And I won't say obviously it didn't start with Drake, but he made it popular again. The
The
whole
singing
like
thing.
yeah, like before the Ice T or whoever.
I
Okay,
see.
Sung Hooks or I'm thinking if I'm getting am I getting confused with somebody else who used to sing? No, LL Cool J. What am I tripping about? He sung a few like tracks here and
Yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah.
but it was
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
you know what I mean? He like as far as I can like remember. He's like one of the earliest like artists to kind of do
I
that type of thing and make it
I think
successful.
he, in a way, him and Young Thug really like kind of broke down this whole hyper masculine, like hardcore, just straight rap without any melodics, because that was like how it
Yeah,
was for a while, and then it was kind of like, okay, can we just like be real? Like, can we not? We're not like this all the time. We can be goofy. We can be silly. We can
right.
be, yeah,
Exactly.
like
I love that,
yeah,
and I love
yeah,
that.
because I imagine, and from talking to my male friends, gay, straight, whatever, it's hard being a dude because that is something you feel you have to do all the time. Probably more so back in the day, but just hyper masculine all the time. Like if you slip a little bit, they're like you're gay, or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
like the stupid shit you see on TikTok now with the guys eating the hot dogs and them being called glizzy gobblers and all that type of stuff. It's kind of like the same energy, but
is
less.
that a New York thing? I feel like that's a New York thing. I'm not trying to
I
like
don't
bully
know
New
who
York
said it.
because I've never
Yeah,
been there, but I have friends
no,
there, and
I get.
I love them, and I love the New York culture. And my grandpa's from there, whatever. But yeah,
Hmm.
he's from the Bronx.
Is this might be? I don't know what accent is this, but does this work? Yo, you the glizzy
Yes,
gobbler.
well, yeah, with a better accent.
Oh, glizzy. I'm
No, that's
trying.
definitely. I think it's a New York thing for sure. I was thinking
Hey,
about
yo,
this.
P.
Yeah, like Bing Bong.
That shit funny.
No, I know, and it's so like played out now. But it was like so
Yeah,
funny for like 2 weeks.
yeah,
Like
legit.
that's a week longer than my kids thought it was funny, but I still did it. I still did the Bing Bong.
I know what you mean. There's random like kosher words or sounds that you just have to pocket for a while, and then when you're going to see now, your grandkids are gonna be like, "Why is grandma's on Bing
I'll
Bong?"
be like, damn, Daniel.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just
Damn, gang. They're like, "What's wrong with
that's just so
grandma?"
funny to me. They're like, what's the other one? See, I'm on camera. I can't do it. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Thanks.
Got him.
Got him.
Ha, got him. What was that?
Like, well, I didn't want to go super loud, but remember the cheesy fake battle raps with like when Kevin Hart did like the chocolate drop feature, and there was
Yes.
a dead silent,
Yeah.
silent dead silence or whoever his
Is
name
that what
was,
that
and
is?
then everybody would go crazy. Yeah, I don't remember what those rappers like those fake rapper names was for those spoofs or whatever, but that shit was
That's so niche.
hilarious. And it was,
That's a
"Ah!"
soundbite.
It should be. I'm
Oh,
gonna go get
I
it.
thought you were
I'm gonna
playing
go
a
make one.
soundbite.
No, "Ah!" That's my
That was pretty
interpretation.
good. I don't know. Wow, I thought you were playing soundbite.
Hey,
You
look
can
at
do
that.
you
I
can
should be
do
a voice
that, and
actor.
you can do what's his name? Ah, shit. The guy that made the album with Danny Brown. That's right. Danny
Oh
Brown's
yeah,
on point.
yeah, yeah. That takes a
I
little
know. I'm not
effort,
gonna
a
ask you to
little
do it, just like I'm not gonna
effort.
ask you to rap. But you know.
I wonder. I'm curious on because when we were thinking about like having people like rap out like maybe on beats, I'm just curious about the delay of like from the beat to the artist and the artist rapping back. I wonder
That's
will it be in
true.
time? Was there
I don't know. We could try to test it with Dirtlife coming up.
or actually, you know what I
But
realized? Well, that's not fair. Okay, ask me this: is it fair for like an artist to hear the instrumentals before they have to like battle or anything? Is that is that
wait,
fair
is it what?
or
Is it
freestyle?
fair? What?
Like to send the beats before we do it
Oh,
live
oh.
because I was gonna say like because then it's not a surprise and they don't get the you don't get the in the moment freestyle. I don't want to take away from the energy, but if we were to like send beats first so then they can just play it from their side, it would obviously come back on time for everyone
Right.
else
I'm
because they
not
were
sure if there
sending
would
back
be a
and
big
forth.
delay though. Honestly, it seems like
Hmm.
there's not. It would depend on their connection probably,
Yeah, yeah,
because
you're
it
right.
seems like we don't have much of one.
Yeah, so all you people using cell phones and driving while you do your stuff, you gotta have a good
Yeah,
connection.
yeah. All you future celebrities we're gonna talk to, you better fix your Wi-Fi. No.
Exactly. When you have your Netflix documentary someday, you need to have good videos to go back
That's
to.
right. So I think Durlow's trying to get on. I just reminded him he has to use Chrome again.
Yeah, I was struggling.
Lord. Yeah.
Okay, let me check my. I think it's going to text something. What else happened? I'm trying to think who came out with some music. I know somebody did, but I
Oh,
just don't remember.
recently? I could tell you real quick.
Yeah,
It's nobody that I care about.
that's probably why I don't remember.
Right. My go-to thing is usually this playlist on Spotify. I think it's New Joints is the name of it.
I know, yeah, I normally do like New Music Friday or whatever. New releases, the curated list for
Yeah.
yourself.
Well, this one's called New Joints, and it's not your new release radar or whatever. This is a playlist. I think that Spotify does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, that's right. Kendrick Lamar actually had a new release, which is rare.
It's that's the one.
Say what?
What was what was
The
it?
Hillbillies with
What
Baby
was
Keem.
it?
It's actually Baby Keem featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, I heard it. I didn't hear it, but I heard
You
about
haven't
it.
heard it yet?
I have
See,
not.
whenever Kendrick Lamar puts anything out, I'm just like, I gotta listen to it right then and there. I don't care if like my boss is talking to me or whatever. That's not true. That's not true,
See,
but it's kind of true.
I used to be like, I don't know, I used to be like
With
that, but
Kendrick?
yeah, like but in general, really,
Okay.
most of the time, it's like, oh, turn this shit off, turn this song off, turn whatever I'm doing off, turn this TV off. Someone just dropped the album and it was out fucking 5 minutes ago. Let's do this, you know.
I'm not
But
like that
I,
literally, but I just make it a
I remember one time, I'm such a fool. You guys can all laugh at me. In fact, I'm gonna hit the haha button.
preemptively.
I, a dumbass, in a Kanye West fan, one time I stood up thinking he would release his album at midnight. And I had to work at 7 a.m. and I didn't go to sleep till 4 and it never fucking came out because it's Kanye fucking West.
Was that
So
Donda too?
it might have been. It might have been. No, this is something
Oh,
earlier.
okay.
This
He
is I
does
wouldn't have
that
done that
all
for
the
no Kanye dude.
time. That
Exactly. I was pissed off.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a hardcore Kanye West fan, you're get ready for some from upsets in your life. Like really.
Yeah. I hate when artists do it. It's like don't say it's out today midnight and then midnight strolls around, 1 o'clock strolls around and
Not just that, but the
and
whole
then
like I hate Jews, DEFCON 5 on all Jews, and then being like, well, actually, I watched 21 Jump Street and I like Jews again.
bro, I saw that and I was like, that's not real. I was like, no, bro
He's
did
like
not.
Trump with his shit, like with his tweets and shit. Like he's just like says whatever.
That's like someone saying, I went to a basketball game. I like black people again. I'm like, bro,
21
you
Jump
cannot.
Street as like
Yeah, you cannot do that.
Jonah Hill. Poor Jonah Hill too. He's probably just like, huh?
I feel like is that a flat? I don't even know. Would you take that as a flattering statement if you were Jonah Hill?
I would just be like, I would distance myself as much as possible. Not to mention the fact that 21 Jump Street, which I think is co-starring Channing Tatum, who was
Yeah,
in Magic Mike, I would
right.
just distance. When did that come out? Like 2005?
Had to because I think the last time I saw some of the jokes, I was like, "Oh, that's not okay."
That was
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
was like the one they made about Starsky and Hutch. That was like the Starsky and Hutch movie. There's so many problematic, just
yeah.
everything in it.
Don't say
Like
that.
Owen Wilson going around just like in like whatever Ben Stiller's face looks like.
Yeah,
It's just, I don't know. It's super inappropriate, but I don't know. I would just be like pretend it didn't happen. Honestly,
yeah. Let's stay safe. Stay safe out here, y'all. It don't take much to get canceled. I saw a random person. This account went to a person's account and went all the way back to 2013 to find a tweet to say this you. I'm like, yo, this person was like 8 when they tweeted that.
what are
Like,
they doing on Twitter when they're 8 though?
you know how it is. You lie about your age. You say, "Are you older than 18?" Yeah, I am.
When you're 8, you should have just gotten a phone maybe. And then like in that look, I know there's people that give like their 5-year-olds phones. I'm not talking to them. They have their own problems. But I'm saying like yeah, I hear
It's not
you.
a safe space. Twitter is not a safe space for
No.
people.
Like I'll be on there like looking up new artists or whatever or funny dog videos, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, it's like no shade, but it's like a transsexual person fully naked, like
Yeah,
masturbating.
yeah, legit.
Like, why?
They have like no moderation. I get that's their whole spiel. It's uncensored, whatever. But
There needs to be
also,
some censoring.
yeah, I don't want to see some guy get his head blown up with like a shotgun right on my Twitter feed. That's crazy.
Yeah, or like some girl's booty hole who's brown, pink, brown.
Yeah, that too. I'm like,
You
well,
know,
that's yeah,
there's
yeah,
a lot of that on there. Let's be
yeah. I
real.
think that's one of the main things people use it for.
Is looking at booty holes.
Yeah, yeah. You find them on Instagram. You're like, yo, they're hot, and then you go to their Twitter, and then you're like,
To look at
okay,
their booty hole. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're like, this
You're
is.
like,
I'm sorry. I told my brothers that the other day. I was like, do you know what would happen if I flew back in time and told men, like old guys, like in the time period where getting a woman's scarf or a glove might have been enough to get your rocks off. Like you.
How old is your brother though? Hold up.
I'm the youngest, so they're all older than me. So
Okay. So
yeah, you think of that time, like you just have to sniff her handkerchief for 2 weeks until you have to randomly get the letter.
that's what they
like,
want you to think.
Yeah.
That's what they want. No, they had pornography back then.
Oh yeah, for sure. You
We've
better.
all seen it.
Yeah.
Goes,
Goes,
yeah.
yeah. I'm waiting for you to pull out another book instead of CDs. It's like really, really, really retro porn.
No, that's not happening. I don't keep books of retro porn.
Tablets.
Sorry.
Tablets with the. I saw this one.
Ask your
Well,
brothers. I don't know.
This TikTok thing is. I don't. Bro, I gotta stay offline, bro.
TikTok's pretty regulated.
Yeah, well, they just put like I guess a machine that they used back in the day, like, and you had to turn the wheel, and this little bobber would poke up and down and whatever. I was like, that is hilarious. They're like, guess what this was used for? So in a way, it wasn't really.
I know what you're talking about.
So it wasn't really like.
Yeah. Like women would go to the doctor, or their husbands would make them go to the doctor and be like, she has nerves. They're like, you've been smoking your cigarettes, right? And they're like, yeah. They're like, all right, well, we're going to put you in this machine that shoves this giant stick up your vagina, and that'll cure what ails you. And the send her back home. He's like, oh, she's fine now. Thank you, doctor.
It turns out it wasn't the flu after all.
It wasn't the Spanish flu. She just had a case of the nerves.
Humans are silly as fuck. Even with all this technology, we're still silly as fuck.
Let's be clear. White people are terrible as fuck because all the like devices and things are all like either European or like American white people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I notice these things, and I feel like other white people don't notice them. But it's like when they're talking about like medieval torture devices and stuff. I'm like, that's exclusive to Europe. You realize?
Right.
You know, yeah. Or like what's his name? Like Count Dracula, like the real one.
Mm-hmm.
Like cutting off people's heads, putting them on a stake, cutting off their skin, or making shit out of people's skin. People are like, oh wow, look back in the day. Like, no, back in your people's day.
Right.
There's a whole other part, the rest of the world. No, everybody wasn't doing that. There may be like some Polynesian or whatever tribes that like were cannibals and stuff, but they weren't like dancing around in their skin. That's just weird white people shit.
A certain level of sadistic that's almost uncomfortable.
Yeah, like serial killer stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah.
And then it's like people look at stuff like that and then look at stuff today. And not to say there's not terrible shit still happening today and like be on the dark web and probably see the same thing. But people are like, oh, it's a sign of the end times. Look how horrible it is. I'm like, do you realize, could you imagine going past the market and then there's some guy head like on a stick because he's trying to look for bread? Like they thought they were in the end times. I see why.
Right. Or like they would go to like witch burnings or something like that for like entertainment.
No,
like someone getting burned alive is probably the most horrible way to die. And the screaming and the sounds and the smell, like think about it. And people would like gather around the village square and burn human beings and be like, yeah. And kids, they would like hold their kids up so they could see better.
Mommy, smells funny.
Yeah, like, oh, I caught a crackling. Like, I don't know.
That's why, like, when humans, you know, especially in living in a place like the U.S., we're very privileged in other places that are like war torn. Obviously, you're gonna say it's like,
yeah,
people don't realize a lot of this horrible shit we've still got floating through some human DNA in this undertone that people love violence and all this stuff, especially here in the States. It's like it's not we're not far from like some more horrible shit. It doesn't take humans a lot to do horrible shit.
There's horrible shit going on right now,
Yeah,
like World War II. Um, um, why can't I think of the word? You know, what was that called? The Holocaust.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Like genocidal Holocaust shit going on right now.
Mhm, mhm.
And people like learn about the Holocaust, which was like a real turning point for me. When I learned about it, I was like, oh my God, people will do that. But just because we don't know exactly where it is and people feel like they can't do anything about it, it's still going on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. Um,
And that's how you know it's really a control system. Fear of what those who can might do if you try to resist or, you know,
yeah, it's kind of scary. What do you think about, on that note, about all like this alien shit coming out?
like the UFO, or you mean like the stuff they're like declassifying and all that?
Yeah, well, like when it first came out, what, in 2021, they were basically saying it was like they misspoke. They're like, so there's aliens, guys, but anyway, toodaloo. You know, and we're
Yeah,
just like, okay, hold up, shouldn't we be more freaked out? They're like, okay, actually, we're calling them UAPs instead of UFOs,
yeah, yeah.
and we might have some videos a little later. Toodaloo.
Yeah.
And then they came back like a couple months later. Okay, here's the videos, but we can't confirm or deny whatever these are. They might be something we don't know. Bye.
We just have them on video.
Yeah.
Here's a video of a random like orb flying in space. That's it.
Then like several months later, they come back and they're like, well, we've confirmed that most of those are not aliens, but we don't know on some of them. And, you know, we have other videos that are, you know, like 25 feet from these ships and like people touching them. But we got to go now. Bye.
Yeah.
So the most recent thing they came out and said was that they they have more stuff they're going to release or unclassify in July. And a couple of people have come out, like people that used to work for NASA and the Air Force and stuff, saying, yeah, the government knows a lot. Like they know, they have a lot. Yeah.
I bet they know tons.
But what do they know? It's got to be that there are aliens. What else would they be like hemming and hawing about? You know, like why would they not just be like, bleh?
See, I think because you know there's so much when you get into like the alien space, you get to a lot of other weird spaces too, because then you get to okay, now uh, when they talk about aliens, well, how do they feel about different dimensional beings and this and this and that, and you know it all gets really weird when it starts to blur. Or but
Yeah,
I do definitely believe that they're they have an understanding of more than they're letting the public know for sure.
definitely. Yeah, that's why they're doing it like a boyfriend that was like, you know, you found out that he cheated on you,
I
and
only
then they're giving you like piecemeal like
Yeah,
more and more information. It's like, well, sorry about that. But that's all we ever did with so and so. Actually, here you go. We actually cheated
yeah,
with you know, Rebecca too, and Bethany or whatever. Just like, and you know, here's a video of me and Sherry getting it on. And you're just like,
yeah,
you know,
definitely,
I
definitely.
don't know if it's like it's a little scary, but it's also like if it's been going on for this long, it can't be that bad.
Right. See,
We're
my
not
thing
dead,
is
you know.
exactly. It's kind of like how much does something affect my day to day, and like you said, how much of my involvement is needed. Like, do I really need to know about an intergalactic like
You wouldn't
alliance
even want to
between
know.
Earth and no, I definitely would want to know, but
Okay,
me knowing would just have no effect on what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. That's true. That's kind
unless
of
we
like
did some crazy horrible shit and like humans were just all in agreement to like that's not cool.
that's like the same analogy though. That's like the girl that's getting cheated on, or the guy, I guess.
Yeah,
It
really.
is like if he did all that, I don't even want to know because I'm happy now. I don't know why I got so southern all of a sudden. It's like I don't even want to know, girl.
You joked to like the trailer park or something. It was
It's
like
like
trailer park madness.
Jimmy Bob got to go, but I love him so much. I just don't even want to know. He takes care of me, my baby. I'm fine.
I will say I believe the public deserves to know,
Oh
but
yeah,
it depends on how they do it. Because some of these motherfuckers, we don't need like
maybe
are
we
weird.
don't need to know. Maybe we as that then it becomes like privileged information though. So I don't know. I don't like that.
It's like a power dynamic. Yeah, because then it's like, well, now you're withholding everything we need to like base our decisions on where things are going forward. It's like, how can you really?
Yeah, and like who gets the information? Is it just like rich people? You know, how do you decide? It's like when they're talking about sending certain people to Mars to live on Elon Musk's like resort in Mars.
Yeah,
Like, okay, obviously only rich people can go, so they're gonna repopulate New Earth, I guess. Fuck
yeah.
y'all.
It's gonna be like every terrible sci-fi movie we've seen where they leave the Earth and all the poor people stay in
Yeah.
like a fucked up Earth
And then they come back and we're just like all like scraggly and dirty and just like ah.
and mutated.
And yeah, we have arms growing out of our heads and stuff. And we're pissed.
Yeah, that's my poor Earth person interpretation. But to be fair, I tell someone this too. You gotta think humans, almost every animal, creature, insect, or where we come across, we eat. As something foreign from the planet, I would not be surprised if we started making alien bacon. Like, I would not reveal myself. Them motherfuckers gonna cook me or something.
Yeah, we have no respect. So
Yeah,
we would probably do that.
Yeah, we definitely invade and like put them in farms and cook them or something. Like, bro,
I could
that's
definitely see like Guy Fieri. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, try this alien bacon.
But some say it tastes like chicken.
Lord.
Here's always it tastes like chicken, guys. Yeah, they're gonna bite it in a fresh alien butt and be like, this tastes like chicken.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. Is it
Yeah,
like
so-
purple?
Yes, it can be purple if you like.
Yoda, you want to be on my podcast? Come here, Yoda.
Yoda. Is it the cat, dog? Doggo, hey Yoda.
Hey, you got something to say?
Is the force with you,
You
Yoda?
smell really good.
See if I can get him to howl. Nope, no howl. He didn't howl.
Ow! He only howls when we're gone for a while and we catch him on camera howling.
Aw, separation anxiety.
Don't kiss me. I don't know where your mouth has been. All right, get off. You smell terrible. Go away. I love you. Okay. That was our guest speaker. Our guest tonight, everybody. That was Yoda.
He got that dog in him, y'all. Y'all not
Yeah.
ready.
Big dog. Don't kiss me, I said. Stop kissing me. Get out of here. You can't be on the show anymore. You're too crazy. You're not wearing pants.
Too crazy. You're too crazy.
Me and my daughter, we went to go look for ghost towns today. We ended up driving like an hour and a half out of just in the middle of nowhere, like cornfields. Didn't find any, but we decided like we were gonna be like German at some point. We're in these little towns because we don't know anybody, you know.
Yeah.
And we're driving through, and we were like, "Oh, it is so cute! Look at the dirty school where the Americans learn to shoot each other." And look over there. We're like, "Where is the beer garden? We're looking for the beer garden. I want some sausage."
That is actually really, really good.
Thank you.
I think I might have to soundbite that little section there at the end. You know, looking for the bear guy to get some sausage.
I need some cabbage to go with my hot beer.
Oh gosh, that sounds terrible.
But we were driving.
Okay,
That's what
anyway.
they do. That's how they do. We drove by some kids, and I think they heard us, and yeah, they were looking at us like, "What the hell?"
He's like,
Foreigners, you ain't from around these parts, is ya?
They were like little 8-year-old kids. They were just playing outside.
mm-hmm.
They were normal looking.
You mean normal looking? They didn't have.
They didn't have arms growing out of their heads. You know, there's no. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're children of the corn. That's
Mhm.
the end of thing.
We spit on them and we drove away.
Lord over we.
Oh yeah, back to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, it's pretty good. I mean, I like it. It's not for everybody.
Okay, how do you feel about? People are saying they're one of the best duos in a while. Baby King and Kendrick Lamar.
That's what I say. Okay.
But
Like, best duos, I feel like Kendrick writes most of his raps, and that's not a diss on Baby Keem. It's like, cool. I like a lot of Baby Keem songs. I do.
I do too, and I definitely think he's someone who respects the craft of hip hop, and he's like really, really into it. But I just can't help feeling like sometimes he's Kendrick Jr. You know what I mean?
Because
get
Kendrick
mad-
writes most of his rap.
yeah, I'm like, bro, it's cool, but you know, we kind of have that already. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that Baby King doesn't put his style and twist on it, but you know that.
Whoa. You're breaking up a lot.
Oh, dang, what happened?
And it just stopped. It just stopped.
It says that I was having issues. It popped up on my stream, my restream.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
it's fine now.
like that
Anyway.
high pitched like flow thing they do, like
Yeah.
that's
Baby king, and I love
yeah,
you, fuck your
like
bitch.
that's it's cool. I like it. It sounds lit every time, but you have that.
Yeah, the baby. Well, he is his cousin. I think. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah,
cousins,
they're
and
related.
yeah. So that's silly though. The best duo. No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
at least like
That would be
right now.
probably like that would be like Run the Jewels maybe or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. Well, they've been doing that for a while. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I was so happy when that happened initially because not many people have heard of LP, and I've been a big LP fan since he was in Company Flow, and Killer Mike, of course. I've been loving him since he first came out, and they were both a little underground. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. So when they came together and they got super popular, I was like, finally, they're getting their flowers or whatever.
I feel that, and it's like Run the Jewels has a very unique sound.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Who sounds like Run the Jewels?
Yeah, it's like a rock style almost to it.
Yeah, it's really intense. But would you count? What about Royce the 5'9" and Eminem as a duo?
Who?
Royce the 5'9" and Eminem.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one hell of a duo too. Because they did a lot. Didn't they do a project together too?
I think so. I mean, because this is the problem. I'm not just like a big Eminem stan, and I don't. I feel like I have to defend myself every time I say that, but like
because you know the hip hop heads, you know what they're gonna come for you,
dude. They do, and like I'm like, calm down. That's one of the reasons I like JPEG Mafia is because like on his first album he was like fuck Eminem. And it's not because I agree with him. It's just it's like no one has ever said that. I'm like, well, all right, good job.
Yeah, confidently.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same pretty much about both of them. They're good. It's just not like really. I don't seek them out.
Yeah.
I don't seek them out.
Right.
But I fuck with it.
Necessarily skipping it either.
Yeah, it depends. It depends.
No play. Sorry, Royce. You getting no play.
No, Royce. Royce will get more play than Eminem.
Yeah.
I just don't like Eminem's voice gets on my nerves after a while.
Oh man, two rappers are actually forming a new group, and I meant to send it to you, but I don't remember who it was. But if they do it, it's crazy. I gotta go back to my saves and see it.
Oh, okay. I want to see this.
Yeah. I'll try to look for it tomorrow for sure.
I was trying to see what's released now. Ripple Effect DMV. What? Oh, what is that DMV? What does the DMV stand for? Detroit Motor Vehicles?
Detroit Motor Vehicles.
What does that mean?
Like, is that
Spotify's a little much with all these like playlists and curated shit nowadays.
That was a playlist name?
Yeah, it was a Ripple Effect.
Oh yeah, actually, maybe it was Detroit music.
Maybe I think it is.
Yeah, actually, I think that is what that is.
Because it's got IDK, and I think he's from there, right?
If we're wrong, guys, correct us in the comments and make fun of us.
Yeah. Oh, and let me put this out there because I've been slacking today. If you want to donate to the cause and help support your bros, you can go to link.tree/rapyard, or you can Cash App Rapyard. We put all of this together ourselves. We don't have any help. We don't have any funds. We're broke. So if you want to help us out, that would be cool. And you want us to have more, celebrity guests or different guests on here, support us that way. Or you can just share, like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube. Yada, yada, yada.
It all helps. Every little bit helps.
And you can check out our full episodes on Spotify, the podcast itself, the audio, Spotify. I have a tiny URL I made, actually. It's tinyurl.com/rapyard. It gets you straight to it. So, there you have it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. I don't think Dirtlife's coming on. He had an issue with the browser, and I told him how to get on. Mm-hmm. But it's 8:30 now, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's in New Orleans. Time does not even exist there, so I understand.
Let's let the time hole.
It really is. It's like people like they're different when it comes to like being to work on time and everything. They're like, "Why are you an hour late?" "Oh, I was up all night partying." Like, "Oh, all right." It's weird. And I'm not saying that like across the board. I just have some hardcore New Orleans person come correct me because they will.
Look,
But
hey, we're hard-working citizens here. We pay our taxes and show up to work on time.
we don't know what you're talking about, Sheriff.
All I do
You
is
ain't even from here.
you don't know how to make no gumbo.
What are these voices we're doing? That is like so far from a New Orleans accent on both ends, and I've like
Let's
no
go.
people.
Yeah, people
Oh,
understand.
we are
That's
disrespecting.
more gumbo
More-
for us. No gumbo for us.
Please stop. Were you spelling that Mo like MEAUX?
yeah,
I
let's
thought
do it
so.
like
I
that.
thought I heard the X in there. Jesus Christ. On that note,
It's a wrap.
aye,
Yard podcast.
on down the bio. Silly Bonte Brûlée.
It goes down in the bayou.
Aye.